This living wall kit is really cool, pretty versatile, and you can do it on a wall, you can make something. I made this little patio screen, and on the other side it has a planter. You could find a pallet to put it on, and really you can arrange it however you want. I think there's some easier ways of arranging it, and maybe not more difficult, but you're gonna have more tubing all over the place. But it's really quite simple. Here are your brackets, and you have 8 planters. You have 4 bigger, this is the bigger one, and then 4 small, and they're nice and deep to let your roots grow. And these will just connect right on the back. And the nice thing is you can take these off whenever you need. If you need to refill them with dirt, change out the plant. The tubing in the brackets is what's going to stay attached to whatever you're putting it on. The planters just snap right on the brackets, and the dripper you stick in the soil. Behind me is my vertical wall space that I'm going to hang everything, and I made this. It's 7 feet tall by 4 feet wide, but you can put this directly on a wall. You can find an old pallet to connect your brackets to, whatever you want. And the design is completely up to you as well. The way that it's easiest is here are your brackets, and your brackets interlock. So ideally, you have them all straight in a row. That way your tubing is not going to zigzag all over the place. I'm going to keep it in a row, but spaced further apart. That way my tubing can still go across. And I've actually laid out all of my planters on the ground to figure out how I wanted. And you can see that I put some masking tape to figure out the spacing and make sure everything was level. I have the spacing just how I wanted it. Here's my brackets. Your kit comes with screws. It comes with 8 brackets. The only thing it doesn't come with is a screwdriver. So you're pretty hooked up. This is the side that's going to be mounted to your surface, and I'm going to start off with 2 screws right in here, and really I'm just going to screw all the brackets onto my surface, and then we'll talk tubing. I have all my brackets installed, and then you can kind of just hook on the planters, and those come right on and right off. So I've put mine on there just visually so I can see kind of the layout and how it's all going to work. I'm a very visual person. And now it's time to attach the tubing. So I have one done, but I'm going to walk you through how to do the rest. All right, so this one is done, and you can kind of see where it's going to go. They do come with these little kind of hooks to hold it together. It only comes with 4, so I'm not going to do it quite yet, but that's going to help keep the tubing in place. So what we're going to do is I have it very gently laid out, and I'm going to cut right here, and this is where a T is going to go. So this is your 1/4 inch tubing. It comes with 50 feet, which is more than enough. And then here's the T. So I'm going to connect the T right on both ends. Make sure it's in there really good, and we'll make sure that's kind of centered. And then I'm going to connect a little piece of the 1/4 inch tubing right here. So this is coming straight from that line. I've just cut it down, and this is going to go either up or over, or just kind of over to get it more towards the center of the watering area. So I'm going to connect that to it. Now we have our PC dripper. So the gray side is going to be going up. So I'm going to put the brown side into the 1/4 inch tubing that I just did. And then you have your little micro tubing. And this is what's going to go into the plant. So you're going to have a stake attached to it, and it doesn't look like it could water, but the water actually will drip down the stake. I don't want mine very long. Some of them are just really curling out. So I'm going to cut it to maybe about 4 inches. I'm going to put the stake in there. And that's what's going to go in the soil. And then this will connect to the gray piece. Just like so. So really that's going to be the same process for all of your planters. And instead, whenever you go up the corner, you'll have an elbow instead of a T. I'm at that edge where I needed to add in an elbow T, and I've nailed the tubing with the little clamps already in one spot just to hold it in place. And I'm going to figure where that should be, and I want it to be a pretty clean look. So I'm going to have mine come right to the edge with the elbow, cut the micro tubing. And then here's the 90-degree elbow. Attach it to both ends to keep the tubing going. Hey, today we're going to install the vegetable watering kit made by Dig, and this is just a drip and soaker tape. And I'm going to be placing it alongside the house where I have about 40 feet of cut flowers. And they're in rows, so this soaker hose will work great for row plantings. To start off, we're going to put in the backflow preventer, and this is what's going to connect to the faucet. So in this swivel adapter, I'm going to place the flow control. And this is all super easy, laid out with pictures even in the instructions, which I need pictures and visuals. And then we have the screen. And then this is just going to thread right on. This connects to the faucet. This is where your 1/2-inch tubing is going to go. Here's my cut flower bed, and I'm just going to be doing 2 rows of the tape, and I would encourage you to get familiar with the pieces of the kit. This is going to be your piece that connects into your 1/2-inch tubing and connects to your tape, and then here's the cap for the tape. So really you're just working with a few pieces. It also comes with a little hole punch to get it connected, and then you have your end cap for the 1/2-inch piece, and that's really all that I'm going to use. So I'm going to go ahead and punch 2 holes. I'm going to kind of space it out evenly, one here, one here. I'm going to connect these bad boys, run my tape down the line and cap it off, and turn on the water and let it get watered. This is where I'm going to connect my tape. And this little guy allows you to screw it on to make sure there's no leaks. Pretty simple. And I'm going to run this all the way down. Reach the end of the line, and here's the end cap. So I'm gonna just open up the tape a little bit to create that circle and put this on there. And it goes on really easy, and tighten it. There you go. Piece of cake. And if I want to secure that, I can. I think when water starts going through, it's gonna be heavy enough, it's not gonna move. We'll be good. Here I've capped off the 1/2-inch tubing, which is your water line, and I have 2 rows. Water's on, no leaks. So we have irrigation. Okay, so I've never done anything like this before. I've been hand watering my garden for over 15 years, and now it's in the middle of the summer. It's kind of hot to do that every single day, so this is gonna help me out a ton. It looks like a lot of pieces, but the instructions have lots of little pictures, which is exactly what I need, because honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. but I think this is going to be pretty straightforward and simple. All right, first we're going to install the backflow preventer, and instead of going directly to the faucet, I'm using the Dig dual dial hose timer right there. And it says to first attach the backflow preventer, and I'm honestly just looking at pictures because I'm a visual person. So we'll tighten that on, and then we're gonna use the preset pressure regulator. Super fancy stuff. Tighten that on. And then the swivel adapter. And this is what's going to go directly on the faucet. And then we have our 1/2-inch tubing that goes right there. So I have my 1/2-inch tubing, which is my water line. And it's running from the faucet, which is maybe 10 feet away over here. And I have 50 feet of it. So I have enough for 2 beds and then some. And I'm going to have it connect from here up, over, down, and then onto my next bed. And I will use the 90-degree angle elbow pieces for that.
Like a thunder shadow is obscured by fear.
I finished running my 1/2-inch tubing, and I've capped off the end by folding it to create a crease and putting that figure 8 piece in. And now I'm going to use my hole punch to punch holes where I want the 1/4-inch lines coming out. And this is the hole punch that it came with. I've already punched holes, but here's how you do it. And I have my 1/4-inch tubing, has holes every 9 inches for the water to come out. And this is the connector piece. It has 2 holes on the end for the water to flow through, and it just plugs right in. And you cap off the end with their goof plug, which is just a cap on the end. The nice thing about this kit is you can really design your irrigation however you want. I've done mine in just simple rows and capped them off at the ends. Done that in both beds, and it's all done. So we're going to turn it on and get some plants watered.